Much like Emma Stone, we are bringing Bald back on this week's episode of the 1 Hour, 1 Brain Cell podcast. I'm not really sure why that was the first thing that I thought of, but I just recently saw that video again that you sent me about Emma Stone, and then in parentheses, bald. It's something else. I would like to lead this week by saying, OH, just kidding, get him. FBI, don't move. This is an Indiana Hoosier podcast now. I don't have any film knowledge to bring you this week. I'm sorry. I know we said last week that I might have a little 70 millimeter IMAX to show the people. I sadly don't, and we'll get to that in a second. But I am joined, as always, by my co-host. Happy 2 years of Think Later, Richie Flores.
Oh, celebrating. I was listening to it all day today on a loop, really.
Yeah. What's your favorite track? Just generally. Name 3 players. It's Uno reverse.
Oh God. Oh, the pressure's on. I like that one song. That's good.
Honestly, hell yeah. Good for you.
And I am joined by my co-host Jordan, to whomst I have a question to begin today's show, which is, would you like some coffee with your creamer, sir?
Nah, I'm okay, actually. I would like it the color of the 2% milk in my fridge. Yeah, I don't think I've ever told you this story. My dad's gonna know exactly where this is going. The powdered coffee creamer, not the liquid stuff, but like the vanilla powder, whatever. There was a container of that at my parents' house one time, and I went to go make some coffee like first thing in the morning. It was when I was back in grad school, and I went to make some coffee first thing in the morning, and I genuinely like really needed it. Like I was going to class, I was dragging, and I make my coffee, and I sit down at that back room in my house where we had like designated my Zoom grad school room, right? And it had like the desk and computer and stuff, and I looked down at my coffee and there's like stuff floating in it. Like, hey, wait a minute, like what's wrong with this creamer? What my father had failed to mention to me is that he had taken an old container of the coffee creamer and instead had put dry rub for smoked meats in said container.
No.
And only very lightly in Sharpie marked on the top that it was dry rub. And I did not notice, and I poured a lot of dry rub straight into my coffee. And it was immediately undrinkable. Like, that's not something you can save. You can't fish all that
Disgusting.
out.
No,
Yeah.
that's good night. Yeah.
Yeah, wasted a perfectly good cup of coffee. So now every time we go in that drawer, I'm like, is the dry rub in there? It's like, I'm not doing that anymore, I promise. Like, there you go.
Unreal. That's my worst nightmare.
It'll happen to you.
Which is why I only drink my coffee black.
You were I think that's a lie. You were the one telling me however many episodes ago that you had a little grocery store walking coffee moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's my worst nightmare, actually.
I hated that.
think.
That was like maybe one of the dumbest things I've done in a long time. Yeah, and you still remember that, which is crazy because that happened a couple months ago.
I have a decent memory, and like until it goes away from me some years from now, and I don't remember any of this, and then I get to experience it all over again, which is great. Like once I start forgetting things, I can watch movies again for the first time. Because I won't remember anything that's happened. Do you want to start? You have a very hot topic on here that says the end of cinema, question mark.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we actually have an update to this as of recording on Monday afternoon, which is last week it was announced that Netflix is going to buy Warner Brothers, the studio, and for like $85 billion or something like that. And as of Monday, and they were in a battle to buy Warner Brothers, which is up for sale, with Paramount. And so it was Netflix v. Paramount in an auction, and Netflix ended up winning the auction. Well, on Monday, we find out that the people behind Paramount, David Ellison, very conservative, and the Saudi investment fund are trying to team up to do a hostile takeover of Warner Brothers. So
Coup. They're staging a coup.
I'm trying to stage a coup, exactly, a hostile takeover. Like they're gonna hostile take. This is like straight out of Succession, man. I swear, where it's like these guys are going straight to the board and the shareholders and be like, hey, we'll buy your shares from you to take over the company, and avoid going to an auction and going and selling to Netflix. So it's in limbo right now. However, I did freak out momentarily last week when it was announced that Netflix was originally going to buy this. Like, first of all, both of these options are terrible options. Do not like either. Do not like the Saudis owning everything, and do not like
the precedent of a major streaming service owning a massive studio network is crazy to me.
Yeah. So like obviously HBO is included in that. All of the Warner Brothers movie studios included in that. Warner Brothers also owns DC Comics, so that would, they would buy DC Comics, so they would buy a bunch of this stuff included in that. I think CNN is actually part of the Warner Brothers cinematic universe as well, so whoever buys it would own CNN as well, which is insane. But anyway, so
nobody should own CNN.
No, yeah.
Just so we're clear, nobody
Ted
should
Turner
own the
only.
news.
Ted Turner only.
Yeah.
Is he still alive? I think he died. Oh, dude, he's still alive.
Is this the same person of like Turner Classic Movies? Or is that a different person?
I don't know. I don't know.
Turner Classic Movies is owned by Warner Brothers.
Okay, well there you go. So I think you're
Ted
right.
Turner.
Yeah. There you go. So anyway, I had a minor panic attack last week when Netflix announced they were originally going to buy Warner Brothers, because we know how Netflix handles their theatrical releases, which is they just don't. They don't have theatrical releases, which is silly. And so I had as soon as I did, as did a lot of people, we were all panicking at the same time. We're just like, well, this is the end of movies as we know it. Like, we are never going to be able to see movies like Sinners, which was a Warner Brothers movie, and One Battle After Another, which was a Warner Brothers movie, on the big screen again in the Netflix era. Like, that's what people are believing. Because if you're Netflix, you own everything like that. People have to pay the subscription to watch movies, and so you just
but like Apple did that with F1. Where, like, yes, it is an Apple property, but it's like an Apple original film, but then they did a theatrical release.
They did, because Apple's different, because Apple's actually smart.
It would go against all of Netflix's currently existing model to go and do this, but that doesn't mean that they wouldn't, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, and the reason why people are panicking is because this is their model now. So why would that change? Why would that model of having exclusivity on your platform change? And their kind of theory of the case is that they see the returns of the box office going down, right? How many movies this year made a lot of money? Not very many, right? You used to get like $10 billion movies a year, and that just isn't the case anymore, right? And so Netflix believes that people would rather watch movies at home, which is fine. And I watch a lot of movies at home, don't get me wrong, but seeing movies on the big silver screen, in a place like this, just hits different. So
We come to this place for magic.
yeah. We stay at home for nothing to scroll on our phones while the movie's going on. Like that doesn't hit the
Well,
same.
people go to the movie theaters for that too, just so we're clear.
That's so true. But anyway, so that was my panic attack last week, and now we find out that maybe the Saudis are going to buy it. So it's like we're just screwed either way. Everything's going to suck now. The movies are going to suck. Oh, and also the biggest problem too is that like the people who run Warner Brothers, at least they know how to make a good movie. We know that, like in terms of like they used to work Christopher Nolan and I mentioned Sinners and One About Another, among other things that they put out this year that were really successful. Superman was really successful this year as well. They do all the DC movies and stuff like that, the Batman, etc., etc. But like Netflix has no idea what they're doing. For example, I know you were a big fan of the movie The Electric State, the that came out this year from the Russo brothers.
Sure, absolutely. That one. Forget.
Yeah. We lost her, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan is gone. Her laptop died, I think. So you just get me until she comes back. Anyway, she's back, ladies and gentlemen. She's back. She's back. What the hell?
Oh man.
What did I say? Did I say something that you just said
No,
decided to quit the show?
It dropped me out. I was in the middle of agreeing with you, so maybe that's why it shut it down, because that doesn't ever happen. So
No.
like, actually, we have to cut the cameras here.
I think it was the Saudis coming in and cutting us off because we were saying something
we should
about
maybe be careful about what we say here.
But anyway, my point being is that Netflix gave the Russo brothers like $300 million to make this movie, and it was a total waste of time. So just like they're not smart in how they make the kinds of movies they're making.
And even the shows that they're making, like, we got some questionable decisions here. Like, I like Stranger Things. We all were into Stranger Things when it first came out. It is so old now that, like, Millie Bobby Brown has a child, and we haven't finished the series yet. It's like, maybe we're taking too long with this.
Yeah. I'm not into it either. I'm not going to watch this season. I don't care. Just tell me the end and we'll be good,
I really haven't seen that much about it. So I don't know if, like, generally everybody's not watching it or if I'm just not on the right side of the algorithm for it, but it's not giving very much hype.
It's, there's not, it's not even what season 4 was, which is like a phenomenon. Because remember how it literally, that series was so popular, it took a song that is 35 plus years old and made it the #1 song in the world.
Correct.
Like,
and
that's
now Sisyphus has a friend to run up the hill with.
Yes. And now, like, I know there's some, I was actually talking to some people last night about Stranger Things because they were watching it, and I was all like, you can talk about all you want. I don't care. And I will tell you what they were saying. I was like, oh, I'm not missing anything. It's just a rehash of everything that's happened. It's like, cool. Oh, Vecna's back again. Cool. Oh, the monsters are back again. Cool.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, what's the song for this season? Because that's pretty much the only thing I'm tuned in for.
Yeah. Honestly, the show would be better off if they just let give Joe Keery a guitar and let him rock out for the entire show. I'd rather watch that.
The guitar thing worked last season. You gave
Yeah.
Joseph Quinn a guitar, and it was inspired a generation of children to like Metallica.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect.
All right. Okay, my Warner Brothers rant is over. Movies are over.
right.
It's over. It's so over. We're done.
Movies are not totally over. We must remain optimistic, brother.
In 2025?
We must stay the course, brother, lest we run up that hill endlessly like Kate Bush. Okay. Let's talk about a good thing that happened this week then. We will talk about let's talk about the Big Ten championship game. Indiana football solo Big Ten champs for the first time since, I believe, 1945. That was World War II. That was Ken Burns' World War II, for anybody not educated. Which is crazy that was the last time that occurred, and that we've been that bad most of the time since then. I believe co-champions in 1967. For the kids, that one's for you. But I will not lean into that joke any further. That was really fun. So I mentioned I didn't get to go see The Dark Knight in 70mm IMAX because I did end up getting a ticket to that game, to that event, and it was really, really fun. I think the best part of it was that it was a mostly like hometown, like Indiana friendly crowd. It was probably 65% IU. So it was a lot more enjoyable than if we had been vastly outnumbered by Ohio State. There was a fair amount of booing toward Ohio State. It was very fun. I was getting into it. And it's always fun at a big sporting event like that, especially when it's close and people genuinely care about the outcome, because you start making friends with everyone around you because you all like settle into your little superstitions for whatever's happening, right? So if the guy next to you goes and gives you a high five when something good happens, you have to keep that going.
Yeah.
That's basically the law of sports fan. And there were people who had never met in this game when Ohio State, spoiler alert for those of you that weren't following, but it's been a week at this point. When they missed that field goal, we couldn't really see from the angle we were at the line judges, so we couldn't tell whether they were waving it off or not. But we saw everybody else's reaction to that thing, including the IU sideline and like the other half of the stadium that could see. And people were genuinely like grabbing total strangers and like jumping up and down together. It was so fun. It was such a good moment. They may still be cheering in the streets in Indianapolis. I have no idea. I thought that campus was going to burn down. Like people were going to be climbing light poles and doing all kinds of nonsense. I haven't seen anything worrying, but then again, I haven't been looking for it. So I guess I maybe haven't seen it in that way either, but it was fun. You've not been to Lucas Oil?
I have never been to Lucas Oil Stadium. That's correct. I've been near it.
That's funny to me, given that your close connection and sponsorship with Lucas
I have
Oil.
the logo here.
Right. Like, you've never been there? That thing is massive. We got lost inside, my friend and I that went. It all looks the same. It's like Groundhog Day, and I swear we walked 4 miles inside just trying to get to our seats. Like, we bought a pretzel downstairs, the 100 level, took the escalator up to 400 and walked around to our section. My pretzel was cold. Like, what kind of building is this? It's too damn big.
I know. I did see like some pictures of the inside of it from the Lucas Oil social media accounts, and I think it's cool to have like race cars inside, which is dope.
They do.
They have like Lucas Oil sponsored race cars. That's cool.
Yeah, they have some like deconstructed like drag cars and stuff like that in the lobby. It's pretty cool. It's massive.
It was a great game too. I enjoyed watching that game. It was a fun game. One of my favorite moments is after the game when Coach Singh was on the set and Urban Meyer, who very famously coached Ohio State for many years, went to like shake Signetti's hand, and Signetti just ignored him.
Yeah, he like very smoothly moved the microphone to the other hand and turned away from Urban Meyer. I'm like, nicely done. I don't know if he meant to do that, but if he did, it was the smoothest rejection I've ever seen.
Yeah. And all those losers on the set, every single one of them, all picked Ohio State to win.
Of course they did. It's a lot of them were people that played for Ohio State, but yeah, played or coached. I think didn't Mark Ingram play for Ohio State?
Mark Ingram was an Ohio State guy. Yeah. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Leinart was on the set there. He was USC, obviously.
Leinart was USC. Leinart was a Cardinal. I can excuse that briefly.
This is true.
I can excuse that.
Yeah. So yeah, the game was like the game was awesome. It was so good. Defenses played out of their mind. So many great moments in that game. Watching Fernando Mendoza in the fourth quarter of that game, really in the second half of that game, was incredible. Like he made some throws that were just in, like he was like, "Hey, I'm a Heisman candidate. I'm gonna go win this Heisman now," and that's exactly what he did the second half of that game. And leading the touchdown drive to get them the lead that they never gave up. I don't think Indiana gave them any points in the second half. Is that right?
Yeah, must not have been because I believe it was 6-10 at halftime, and it ended up 13-10.
Yeah.
It was. I was seeing Johnny Manziel on Twitter, bashing, not bashing, but like being a little critical of Mendoza. That was like, oh, so we're calling like a basic fade route like a Heisman winning throw now. Like, well, all right, it's twofold here.
Go
Where
snort some more coke. Go snort some more coke, loser.
it's twofold where like Ohio State's DBs are really, really good.
Yeah, those are
And
NFL. Yeah,
they were
NFL
getting
caliber
beat.
guys. Yeah.
They were getting beat one on one. So not only does the receiver have to go and beat them, but then that ball has to be placed exactly where it is for the receiver to go get it and to make a catch and be able to secure that. And, realistically, he's under pressure almost every drop back. Both defenses really brought it all night. I thought it was over after that first play when Mendoza went down. I was like, that's
Yeah.
it. It was a fun ride while it lasted. And I think he was on McAfee today saying it was just a really hard hit and he got the wind knocked out of him. But
Yeah.
he's like, oh my God, did I break a rib? Like, what's happening?
Well, I become such a big fan of his because he's such a goober, man. He is like, I don't know if that's the best, but that's the best way to describe
That's
him.
the best way to describe it. Yeah.
He's just like he is like he comes off as like the nicest, most nerdiest, gooberous, he's just a dude, like he doesn't come.
He has that same the same like affliction that like some really good NHL players have, which is that they are awesome at their game and their craft and they're really smart and they have good IQ for their sport, but the second you ask them to do an interview, they turn into the most awkward human on planet
Yeah.
Earth. It's like that may just be part of his thing. Like he's very well spoken. He may be
Yeah.
possibly overly PR trained, but I don't know if you can be in today's day and age, but yeah, he's a little bit of an awkward interview, but very smart, says the right things, and he plays some good football. So cheers to the Hoosiers.
Yeah, he reminds me. Who he reminds me of is Jared Goff in that way, because Jared Goff was like that for the longest time, where he was. Every time I saw him do an interview with the Rams, I was like, this guy's just a goober. he's just.
Yep.
And now he's expected to be the number 1 overall pick. Hopefully not to the Cleveland Browns, because that's where
Or the
quarterbacks go to
Jets.
die.
It'll ruin your career.
Yeah, yeah. Pull an Eli Manning and just go in literally anywhere else.
Refuse to sign.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers, Ryan Leaf, force a swap.
Yeah. So Indiana's next game is in the Rose Bowl.
Right.
Against
January 1st.
against a team to be determined.
Right. Potentially Alabama or Oklahoma. That's if you had told me that we would be playing Bama in the Rose Bowl game, nobody on planet Earth would have believed you.
Yeah.
Not a soul. This is
Right.
this is the type of story that only happens in video games. That's in, you're in college football and you're rebuilding a team and you have all the settings tuned to the easiest possible thing. It's like there's no way.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think the Fiesta Bowl is one of the semifinals this year, but I don't. As far as I know, I don't think. I think the way they line up the bracket, the 1-4 matchup is slated to go to the Sugar Bowl, I think, or whatever that is, the other bowl, and then the Fiesta Bowl gets the other matchup. So, unfortunately, no IU across the street from me. I don't think.
No, I don't think so either. We got, let's see. Tulane is interesting. Tulane and JMU is interesting. Hey, I'm all for it. I like to see those out of character players. Let's see. The Fiesta Bowl would be assuming they both make it through, it would be one of Georgia or Ohio State or potentially both. But it could be Ole Miss, Tulane, or could be Miami, Texas A&M. So those are all of your possible teams and combinations. So we would not be across the street from you.
Yeah.
Could go to the Peach Bowl. My parents went to the Peach Bowl last year in Georgia. to see the Sun Devils. I'm kind of hoping
It
that
was
doesn't happen
targeting.
again because I think that it was. Because I'm kind of fearful that my mom might get the same birthday gift she got last year, which is a trip to the Peach Bowl, if that occurs. So we'll see.
Yeah. Speaking of Peach Bowl, also announced on Monday, Sam Levitt is leaving Arizona State in the
That
transfer
was the
portal.
rumor.
So that sucks. That's such a bummer.
Sucks. Really sucks. Yeah.
Good luck to him wherever he may go. But that's all I'll say
Shoot.
about that. Move on.
Shoot. I mean, it's true. Like, good luck. He's been awesome for ASU. It's a shame that he's leaving, but that's the climate we live in now with college football. So, it happens. All right. Where do we want to go next? Because most of our doc this week, I put it in the little title thing that's just like old man yells at cloud. It's like us shaking our fist about stuff. So what do we want to yell about now?
We have 2 things that you put in there from last week, so we might as well get to that we didn't get to
We
last
do.
week.
Okay, we can shake our fist briefly at this one. I put this in the doc. This can simply be yes, no, you agree with me, you don't agree with me, or we can expand upon it. Car headlights are too damn bright.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, like I don't remember where I was going. I don't know. It was probably, well, since it was on the dock last week, it probably happened 2 weeks ago. But I was driving and it had just snowed a little bit, and I kind of forget about the like reflective effect that happens when there's a big sheet of white stuff on the ground. But I was driving and I was like, am I night blind? Or are all of these headlights just absolute laser beams? And it was not like getting tailgated by a lifted truck, because that's different. But it was like everything on the road felt super bright. And it's either that like my headlights are not, or everybody else's are like crazy. I don't know if they're putting these on cars nowadays or if it's aftermarket or whatever, but I feel like I'm losing my mind whenever I'm trying to drive at night. Is this just a me thing?
No, it's not. I think this is a universal experience for most people because, there are, and typically it is not, it's not usually like sedans or like mini SUVs, like you and I drive. It's generally just the biggest trucks you can imagine
And they're
that have
driving
these
so
things.
close behind you at all
Yeah.
times, regardless of how fast you're going.
Yeah, and and it blinds you and you can't see. And yeah, I don't like it. It's stupid. I don't know whose idea was to come up with these things, but they should be banned. Congress, get to work, do something for once, and pass a law to ban whatever these are. These, I don't even know what they're made of, but yeah, get rid of them.
I don't know. I also feel like maybe this is just me, but it seems like it's a contrasting effect because some like streetlights in some places are much warmer. So I feel like it doesn't like I don't know if it doesn't get you used to that color range or that spectrum, but like they fight with each other and it doesn't help you acclimate to the cooler white light that most headlights are because streetlights are usually a little bit more soft. Like I also don't want to see us put giant bright white LED streetlights up everywhere because that's horrifying. They put
Yeah.
one of those lights in this room. Like if you go back and watch older episodes of the podcast, it was a much softer light in here. They put one of those bright white bulbs in here, and the rest of my apartment is a soft white.
Yeah.
And I wish I could get up there and change it, but literally the reason that I had to call maintenance because I couldn't figure out how to take the dome off to change it. And I'm like, can we put a different color in here, please? It's like a flashbang first thing in the morning. You go turn the light on, you're like, well, can't see.
Yeah. No, thanks.
Yep. So fix the headlight problem and sound off with us if you think the headlights are too bright.
I was at this past week's Mellow, I was being made fun of because and the lighting reminded me of this. I was being made fun of because we were talking about um, like dream, some dream that Scotty had, and Corey and Fern followed up with it, and I was like, I never sleep well enough to even to be dreaming whatsoever, uh, and so and so the three of them were like, you just need to change the feng shui in your bedroom, and I was like, no, I don't. Feng shui is a pseudo science, and that does not change anything.
No, I love a little bedtime routine.
No, the bedtime
It,
routine is, yeah, that's fine, but feng shui, like how you set up
right,
your
you're talking about
bedroom.
like moving your bed to disrupt the negative energy flow through the doorway.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I've just seen these videos on TikTok of like there's a guy that has little models and he will like show people how to arrange their room for the best feng shui. He's like, "Well, actually, you should put the TV here because is such and such in this corridor in
Yeah.
this hallway in the negative space." And I'm like, I don't know. Like I got a lamp there. I can't move it. I'm emotionally attached.
My feng shui is having 3 Fernando Tatises in my bedroom.
Yeah, my feng shui is this giant banner of Taylor Swift with laser eyes. So I don't know what that says about us. Something negative, probably. If you're out there and you do like astrology and aura readings, can you tell us what those things say about
Yeah,
us?
right? Yeah.
Because I'm concerned. Okay, we crossed that off the list. Headlights are too damn bright. I want to talk about this is something that I found. Are you familiar with the New Jersey Devils mummy lore?
Nope.
Okay, great, because neither was I until I did this research. This came upon my Twitter, I believe, and I sent it along to you. There is an update to this as of 5 days ago. And the headline says, Devils fans ask, are Prudential Center mummies cursed? And therefore, apparently, the hockey team that resides above them. People were saying that perhaps these mummies were correlated with like a bunch of the Devils players getting hurt or something, which is hysterical. And I also don't think that that happened this season. I think, hold on. Yeah, I mean, they found these in 2005. So I don't know why people are saying that they're directly related this season, but because as you do, when you're building a new construction site or whatever, sometimes you have to tear things down to build a giant stadium or stadium district. And one of the things that they had to tear down when they were first building the Prudential Center in New Jersey was a church and cemetery, which, you know, you would imagine that you would probably find some bodies there. And there were like 2,000 of them that they found, but there were two specifically that had like, I don't want to say vampire burial, but it was a strange burial because they were in these like two cast iron caskets, and they were like trying to figure out who these people were and why they were in quarantine caskets or whatever compared to everybody else. And they did find out the identity of the remains and the people, and they were, you know, with ties to like early New Jersey and the founding of the city of New Jersey, of Newark. And apparently people this season have decided that because they found those mummies back in 2005 that the team is cursed, and that's why. Who knows? I mean, they haven't won a Stanley Cup since then, I don't believe. I think their last one was maybe in 2004. So perhaps,
Ah,
but I
on to
don't know.
something.
I think it's just because Jack Hughes like shattered that glass and cut his hand or something, and
Yeah.
everybody's like rushing to blame these mummies. But anyway, the New Jersey Devils were built on top of a bunch of mummies. So
I swear, there are more stories like this too of stadiums being built on land like this.
Sure.
I just don't recall some of the other instances, but
I'm sure it happens all the time. Like, there's probably stadiums built on old cemeteries that were never marked that were a cemetery.
I'm
There could
trying
be
to
a cemetery under you right now if you're listening to this. Isn't that a scary thought? There's a skeleton inside your skin right now. It's
Oh,
coming
here
to
we
get
go.
you.
Here is an article from ESPN.com from a couple of years ago that is called Seven of the Most Haunted Venues in Sports.
Period. Read them off. Air it out.
Okay. Camp Randall Stadium in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yes.
Big Ten.
Okay, who had threatened Wisconsin to see by flying major.
Very nice. Excellent dictation.
Yeah, I'm trying to read through. I'm just gonna read through. There's okay. St. Mary's Stadium in Southampton, United Kingdom, home to
Okay.
Southampton FC.
Sure. Southampton.
University of Notre Dame,
Okay.
the Hockey Hall of Fame in Canada.
Really? Okay. I've been there.
It says formerly housed an exhibition place, built originally in 1885, but formerly housed the Bank of Montreal. The spirit is believed to be a former bank employee named Dorothea.
Good Taylor Swift song.
Oh, in 1953, the 19-year-old shot herself, and the women. Okay, we'll just move on from that.
Is it just one person though?
Yeah, I think so. Frontier Field in Rochester, home of the Rochester Red Wings.
Okay.
The Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now I've heard of this. I've heard of the
I've heard
haunted
of this
hotel in
too, 'cause
Milwaukee. Yeah,
people that travel to play the Brewers don't want to stay here.
yeah.
I believe I've heard that story.
Circavin Hotel in Oklahoma City. There you go. Those are your picks.
Okay. Skirvin Hotel in Oklahoma City. Some players refuse to stay there. Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving is so convinced of supernatural activity he's currently producing a movie about it. This was like a couple of years ago, so
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
would want to see that,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. We're well past the Halloween episode, but
Yeah.
that's fun. So
All right,
yeah,
we
there's
can-
mummies under the Prudential Center and there's ghosts everywhere. You're welcome.
Yes. We can move on.
Okay. Let's do some music since we have a lot of music to talk about. We didn't discuss our Spotify Wrapped or your Apple Music replay from this year. If you would like to share some highlights.
Yeah. Where the? Okay, here we go. I'm bringing it
I don't
up
have
as
my
we.
phone in front of me, so I'm gonna be flying blind on this.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, you already. Yeah. I mean, but yours was very expected. So.
Mostly I know. Yeah.
Okay. So here I'll go. Here are my 5 top artists listened to this year. According to this, how much music did I actually listen to? Does it say? It doesn't. Okay. Top artists this year. 21 Pilots beat out Taylor Swift this year.
Okay.
1461 to 1212. Julian Baker was 3rd. Medium Build was 4th. Hozier was 5th. Those are my top 5 artists. My top songs. Sugar in the Tank was number 1. Now I don't know if this is correct entirely because it doesn't match with my top artist. Anyway, Sugar in the Tank number 1, Contract number 2, Downstairs number 3, Sober from Barty Strange number 4, and Sylvia from JB and Torres number 5.
That's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good stuff. Trying to
Oh, I did get into the top 1,000 listeners of Barty Strange too, which was dope.
Oh yeah. Good little milestone for that.
Yeah.
That's nice. Okay, I'm trying to think what mine was. I believe I had around 57,000 minutes. If I'm not incorrect, I think I had around 57,000. My top 5 in order was top five artists was Tate McRae, Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, 21 Pilots, and I think Good Boy Daisy was number five for me. They were close with Friday Pilots Club. They were close with, I think they were close with Mammoth, which is Wolfgang Van Halen's band, because
Mm-hmm.
I share my Spotify with my dad and he
Yeah.
cranks up the listens to that. They were close with, I'm trying to think about like who I got the little artist messages from. So some of the ones I did in no particular order. I got Sabrina Carpenter. I got Noah Kahn. I got a bunch of those little indie bands. I got Winona Fighter and Beach Weather and the Rex and Balu Brigada. And I know, well, Coin RIP no longer exists, but I know they were among my top artists this year. I got an artist message from Bad Bunny, which is like really hysterical because it was all in Spanish,
Yeah.
and it was, yeah, it's also like Puerto Rican Spanish, but
Yeah.
so it's a completely different thing trying to understand any of that. But I got a little message, and I didn't really understand too much more than like gracias por todo, but you know, thanks for the sentiment, I guess, Benito. See you at the Super Bowl, buddy.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to his new record, Debí Tirar Más Fotos, it's really good. It got a lot of acclaim for the Grammys and stuff, but it's genuinely just a good record. Like, regardless of whether you understand all of it, it's good music.
Mm-hmm.
Baile Inolvidable is a really good song. Yeah, I think that was about it for me. My top five songs all came from either So Close to What or Mayhem. So the category is artists I saw live in 2025.
Yeah.
And I think Purple Lace Bra was my number one song, but Two Hands was close behind. And I'm dying to know how close my like top five albums were, because I feel like my fifth top album could have been at least three or four different things.
Yeah. Yeah.
It ended up being I Used to Think I Could Fly, but I really for a second thought that it was going to be Tortured Poets Department.
Mm-hmm.
I really haven't listened to Life of a Showgirl that much. Sorry, Taylor. There's only like three or four songs I like from there.
Yeah, where did it end up on my? I think I actually ended up. Let's see if it made my top albums this year, because there was a while. It did. Top albums. It was Life of a Showgirl was number 2 behind Breach.
Okay. Yeah, Breach made mine as well. It was So Close to What, Mayhem, Breach, Think Later, I Used to Think I Could Fly. I don't think it's in that order. Could be. Who knows? Okay. So we had quite a year. Let's do tracks of the week. I know you had some things to add last week and we forgot about it, or
Yeah,
went over
we
time.
completely forgot to do it. Yeah, I new car, so I have it. They gave me Sirius XM for 3 months, so I have the ability to listen to Alt Nation again, which is great.
New car,
Sirius
who
XM.
dis?
New. So I've been listening. They have a weekly new music show called Advanced Placement, and so I would listen to that this week. And there's a lot of new stuff, a lot of cool, a lot of great new, couple different artists I found through that this week. So I actually have a lot of like new artists I've added here. I will highlight a couple. Some of them really aren't completely new artists, but they're just songs that I like that I've been listening to. Are you a fan of The Neighborhood?
Some of their older stuff. What was that album? Wiped Out? Yeah. I haven't
Yeah,
listened
Wiped Out.
to their newer stuff, but I like that album.
They have a couple songs. They have a song called Private and a song called Hula Girl from their album that just came out back in November that are great. So I like those two songs. And then from Advanced Placement this week, there is an artist who is like pretty brand new at this point. This artist wears a mask, so we do not know his identity, but check out him. He's called Wes Ghost, WES Ghost. And I listened to his album, came out earlier this year, back in April. There's a couple songs on there that I really like too. So those are my two this week. Also, shout out to the Format too. Nate Royce's band, of Fun fame, Arizona native or from Arizona. They put out a song called Holy Roller recently, the single from their new record that's coming out next year, and that's a good song too. So those are my artists of the week.
Solid. What did I have? Oh gosh. I have a playlist that I was intending to do our little Discovery Friday radio show over there on Station Head, but then I obviously got busy this past week. I'll save those, I guess. There's a lot to cover there. I like, so far this week, let's go through my likes. The top 3 that I've pulled is Everyone's a Star by 5 Seconds of Summer from their latest album. I pulled out, I don't know how to say the artist's name, Live, perhaps. The song is FaceTime featuring Don Toliver. And then I went down a little, Ben Gibbard, the Postal Service Death Cab route the other day. I was like, some of this is really, really good. So I was listening to Transatlanticism or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And there was one I had missed from Ben Gibbard. It's called An Arrow in the Wall. I think that's Death Cab and Ben Gibbard are both credited on that. But that came out somewhat recently. And I like that one. It's from 2023. A single.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Picked. And also Keep Streaming So Close to What Deluxe. This would not be our show if I didn't get a plug in for that.
Yeah.
Come on.
2026 is coming up. There's supposed to be some good stuff coming out in 2026. We're gonna get Muna 4. That all 3 of them keep teasing, especially Katie and Naomi keep teasing that they're finishing the album.
Katie keeps posting those finishing the album fit checks.
Yeah.
Are we done yet? Please. I love you, but
stop posting on TikTok and finish the album. Damn it.
Right. Get back in the studio, so help me, Katie Gavin.
So we can go to the show.
Mm-hmm. Also, Luna 4 just flows.
Yeah.
It just flows.
There's been some rumors that Phoebe Bridgers might be making a reappearance next year at some point.
Well, we finally saw her this year. Somebody finally saw her in public.
Yeah.
Wow, she exists. Okay.
She's alive.
She's alive. When even Julian Baker is cited in public more than you in a year, you're off the grid.
Exactly. Real. Yeah, there's the music section of the show.
Perfect. We can get to one more sports moment of the weekend since we had those. Your Rams almost put up a 50 piece, by the way. That was crazy. I was tracking that game on fantasy football, which please let me be done with fantasy football because we haven't even started the playoffs yet, and my playoffs are 4 weeks, and I don't want to do this anymore. Save me. Who let this be 18 weeks of setting a lineup of fictional sportsmen that get you points? This is silly.
It's stupid.
This is silly. I'm not playing anymore after this year. Win or lose, regardless of how well I do, I'm not playing anymore.
Yeah, I hope you win and you're able to drop the mic. Nico Rosberg at silence and I'm done.
That would be really nice. We'll see. Max Verstappen did not, to our infinite sadness, retain the driver's title through Abu Dhabi. But man, was it close to, if there was anybody that was going to do it, I really had some hope that it might happen. And I think that says a lot, that we were hoping he could erase a 104-point deficit in half a season. And he almost did it.
2 points, which is, I think, the closest points differential for a champion since like maybe 2008, and it was just 1 point between Lewis and Felipe Massa.
Yeah.
Because I think Seb was more in 2010 when he won his first championship.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look it up. God forbid we do any freaking research on this show.
We don't do research here. We just talk, and then we figure out if we were right or not later. That's not what matters here. Accuracy. This is an entertainment show. Comedy / entertainment, I believe,
Comedy?
is the category we're in.
Comedy.
It's surely not informative. Loose, very loose, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Vettel beat Alonso by 4 points in 2010.
Okay.
I know 2012 was also fairly close, so let me look at 2012. I think that was a close points battle too for Seb because I went down to the final race. Results and standings. Seb won by 3 points in 2012. So yeah, I think it was 2008 was maybe 2016, but even 2016 that went down to the final race too. But I think Nico won by more than a point that year. Let's see, or more than 2 points that year. Yeah, Nico won by 5 points. So yeah, closest championship battle we've had. Even 2021, which on the last race as well. Max won by 7 points, I think, maybe 8, maybe 9. But yeah, he won because that race was tied going in. So this is the closest championship we've had.
It would have been a maximum of 8, I believe, because they finished first and second, which is a 7-point gap plus the fastest lap point. I don't remember if he had it. I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy watch. Max did everything he possibly could, and to his credit, he was very graceful on the radio and in media and talking with the other drivers, and was like, guys, don't be disappointed. We did everything we could. Mm-hmm. I'm not disappointed. It was a heck of a turnaround to even be in this spot, and I agree with that. And I think having Laurent Mekies join the team halfway through the season was a big morale boost, and if nothing else, it just sort of lifted that cloud over the team and over their shoulders. And
honestly, can you imagine if Horner was gone from the beginning of the season? I think Max would be champion. Honestly, I really do.
I mean,
because that's the only thing that changed, right? Was once Christian Horner left, Max took off, and that car got so much better. It's
impossible to know if it was just that their upgrades weren't working, or if so it appears, and so they've been saying, is that Mekies was much more receptive to Verstappen's feedback about technical direction and where to go with things. And if that's the case, then sure, yeah, I mean, we all wish it would have happened earlier in the season once things started to get murky and messy with that. I think we said it best last week when we really said that, like, look, for how good that McLaren is and for how early they wrapped up the Constructors' title and by how many points they wrapped up the Constructors' title, it would have been a monumental failure for them had one of their two drivers not gone on to win the championship. And they damn near blew it. So to Adam Norris out there who's saying nobody remembers who finished second in the championship, I think a lot of people are going to remember that Max nearly erased that deficit this year. And it was a little bit of a weak championship. I mean, you could find those 2 points anywhere. I sent you that graphic that somebody had assembled, and that's just where Verstappen lost points. Yeah. You could go back to the McLaren driver swap in Monza after Norris had a slow stop, and there's 3 points right there. Mm-hmm. You could trace any of those team orders and things like that occurred. You could also go the other way and say, well, look, if Norris hadn't crashed himself into a wall in Canada, this would have been wrapped up a lap earlier, or the double disqualification in Las Vegas, things like that. For the people calling for a penalty this week for the overtake off track, which it was an overtake off track, but the 5-second penalty wouldn't have mattered at all. He still would have been world champion, or they would have made Oscar switch with him. Like, it was nearly a foregone conclusion, but it was really, really fun to have hope that Max might pull this off for just a minute.
Yeah, I mean, all things considered, as a whole, this season, the races weren't all that enthralling for the most part. Like, and a lot of that is due to the last year of the regulations, and I think teams just kind of moved on. Like, they started looking to 2026. obviously, and so that's why they weren't as worried as upgrading their cars this year, and so just kind of like even though from throughout the field it was a much closer like you even look at the back of the pack here and the mid to lower level teams are scoring more points than they ever have this season, which is really great. Like Aston Martin finished sixth in the constructors despite having Nepo Baby drive a car. He got a point. He got a point yesterday. So
Look, the back half of the season, they looked all right.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was a team that didn't give up on 2025.
Yeah.
Ferrari kind of gave up on 2025.
Even Sauber had some moments this year. Nico got himself a podium, which was awesome. One of the best.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was to me still my favorite moment of the entire season was Nico Hulkenberg getting onto the podium there and beating out on track on merit Lewis Hamilton to do so.
Yep.
Still,
and Isaac's first podium this season was wonderful. Kimi's podium this season. Lewis Hamilton, still the most recent driver to win a race for Ferrari, if you count that sprint back in China.
Theoretically, yeah. Man, when that happened,
we should start counting those things because otherwise, what do you have left to count?
Yeah. The pity point for Ferrari this year. But yeah, so I'm excited for 2026. I think it's going to be a fascinating season with the new regulations and we're going to have a lot of like mechanical failures and stuff like that next year too, because everything I've read about these new regulations is a lot of these teams still have no idea what's going on really, and we don't really know what to expect. I was watching a video from one of the Formula One websites on YouTube, and they were talking about how a couple of the drivers who have been driving the sim on the 2026 car were explaining how similar the car is to like a Formula 2 car in the way it handles, which is that it's going to be a lot different in like the car is expected to be slower than the current era of cars because of the way they're built, et cetera, et cetera. And so they were like, yeah, this car is going to be a little bit more like the Formula 2 cars and how it drives. And so I think that's going to be interesting. They also pointed out that in the first year of the regulations, generally, there is a step back in speed from one year to the next. And so they do get a little bit closer to the speed of the Formula 2 cars, and then that will change over the course of the regulation set. So RIP DRS. Hello, Mom.
Mom enabled. I do think that could be an interesting advent if the FIA, which, as we know, doesn't really do anything, but if they get the track-to-track differential correct on the manual overtake. So for those of you who aren't super invested in motorsports like Richie and I, and even I pale in comparison to a man whose second podcast is entirely motorsports, they're doing... So instead of DRS zones within a track, you can activate this new manual overtake anywhere on track. And instead of the firm 1 second gap to another car to be able to have DRS like it has with this regulation, the gap and following distance to activate this is going to vary track to track. So tracks that have less overtaking theoretically would have bigger windows that you can enable the manual override, and tracks that have more overtaking might have a smaller window just to encourage more passing and more parity and things like that among the cars. I hope I explained that correctly, but I hope that they are really working hard to get the gaps right on tracks for this, because if they do, we could be in for a lot more overtaking and a lot more skill-based driving and car-to-car combat and wheel-to-wheel driving and things like that we haven't seen in the past.
Honestly, that's the good thing is like trying to get rid of DRS trains where everybody had the advantage and putting it back in the driver's hands is a lot more interesting. The closest comparison is what they do in IndyCar on a lot of the road courses and street circuits, which is they have
push to pass.
Push to pass. I completely forgot the name of it. It's the end of the year. My brain is shot.
We haven't been watching IndyCar for a minute.
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah. push to pass, and so they have a certain amount of push to pass throughout the race to use, and it's a strategy during the race about when you use it and when you don't, and they do not have trains of cars a lot of times where you can't pass because everybody's going the same speed, and so that I will say I think that is going to be a great change to the sport, and because I was watching Formula 2 in Qatar actually, and a track that's not known for its overtaking, but generally the Formula 2 cars are you can more easily overtake in those cars than in Formula 1. And I really do hope that, moving away from the DRS and creating less of those trains is going to help with the overtaking and make for a better racing product. And so but the thing is too that the gap between as the end of this ground effect regulations that ended, we saw the gap decrease from the top to the bottom quite a bit. Obviously that's because as the regulation set, that's generally going to happen, I think, because you're just kind of maxing out at the top. You can't really get much better at a certain point. And also the cost cap, I think, has helped with that a lot too. But I think going to next year, the gap between the best team and the worst team is going to be a lot bigger. So sorry, Cadillac, but good luck scoring any points next season.
We'll see. I don't know. Maybe because they haven't had to worry about the ground effect car at all. Maybe they have a leg up. Who knows?
Yeah.
I saw somebody post this today and I would be interested in it. It's the thought that because this current set of regulations is over and we won't ever go back to those regulations, so essentially all of these cars are now just show cars or whatever it is, it would be fun to get a breakdown on those cars and how they work and what the components do and stuff for those of us that watch in passing and we're like, okay, so what does it mean that there's a floor upgrade and what did you do to it or things like that. It would be interesting if a team was willing to take that and deconstruct it and break it apart and let us see really how the pieces work and what went into it. That would be interesting. I don't know if it will, but
McLaren, do it so we can see how you cheated this year.
Do it so we can figure out how you ran your car so low without getting a plank disqualification every week. Or what you put in the tires, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Something
exactly.
About it.
I saw Apple put out their little trailer for the 2026 season, and they put in little hints about the interface for it next year. Yeah, I think it actually looks pretty cool. I think they're going to do a good job with that. I'm excited for Apple. They had a sale for Black Friday where it's 50% off. Took advantage of that bad boy, so I'm going to save some money next year for the first few months of the season. Would you like to be added to my family plan?
Yeah, can I be in your family? I'll kick you a couple bucks.
I think we can actually make that happen. Actually, because thing popped up yesterday. I was like, add family members to share an account. I was like, oh, I can do that.
Household, bang. Yep. Love that. They're probably going to be like, how are you? You guys live in very far away states.
Yes.
Family? Yep. Yeah. We family. We cousins.
We fam.
Twins? Nah, we cousins.
Quickly, before we go, can I mention the Golden Globe nominations came out today?
Yes, because I wasn't aware that was happening until you sent me something.
Me neither. Congratulations to Hacks, which got nominated for Best Television Series, Musical or Comedy. Also, let's see. We got a nomination for Gene Smart as well. And I'm just kind of going through and making sure I get everybody here. Let's see. Best Supporting Actress on Television, Hannah Einbinder, of course, also got nominated.
Also.
So, congratulations to Hacks for getting nominated, and congratulations to Emma Stone Bald, who got nominated as well.
Did Jesse Plemons' hair get nominated, or?
Jesse Plemons' hair. Let's see. Best Actor in a Motion Picture. Oh, yes.
Jesse Plemons' hair. Let's go.
But got nominated in Best Actor, Musical or Comedy.
Musical or comedy? I would not call Begonia a comedy.
That is not a comedy. I don't know who comes up with this. Like
The Bear
one
is not a
battle,
comedy.
yeah, one battle after another got nominated in musical or comedy as well.
Comedy is very loose here, apparently,
Yeah,
among the Golden Globes.
yeah,
Just in the same way that our show is loosely comedy.
yes, exactly.
We came right back to that.
Yeah. So there's that. I don't think there's anything else. Some more.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we've
what
been
is
two
them?
old men yelling at a cloud. And what do you have anything else to add?
I was trying to think if there's something else. Oh, there's
You
a,
had something.
there is one of the nominees for best motion picture, musical or comedy is No Other Choice. I'm seeing that movie tonight, actually.
Okay, MCA list.
Yes.
What time are you?
Exactly.
What time are you going? Late.
7 p.m.
No, that's not bad.
7 p.m. at Desert Ridge.
Desert Ridge.
Yeah.
Say hi to my family.
It was that was the closest theater that was playing it. So
All right. There you go. Okay. Anything else?
no,
All right. Enjoy your popcorn. We have been too old. You absolutely will. Actually, the pretzel bites at that theater are really good. Ask me how I know. I worked there. At least they were when I was there. I don't know.
I'll tell him you sent me.
Yeah. Tell him I sent you.
Oh, actually, real quick, I do have one more thing to mention before we go.
Yeah.
Real quick, we have I've been reading this book this week.
Okay.
The premise of the book is that there are two like graduate students at Cambridge,
Okay.
and their like professor dies,
Oh.
and
A in the class.
they have to go, and they go to hell to try and get him back. Bring him back.
Just take the A and run, you guys.
Um,
Right? Like,
yeah,
isn't that it? Like, if someone dies, I think that's like, if someone perishes, if it's your professor or like a fellow student or something, they just give you A's in the class. Because we were all joking about that in grad school. We're like, who's taking one for the team?
yeah. Yeah.
Would you
Alice
like
Law.
to state the name of said book for our audio listeners?
It's called Catabasis. Catabasis?
Okay.
Catabasis.
Catabasis? Who knows?
Yeah.
Ace of base?
Yeah. Alice Law has only ever had one goal: to become one of the brightest minds in the field of magic. She has sacrificed everything to make that a reality: her pride, her health, her love life, and most definitely her sanity. He dies in a magical accident that could possibly be her fault. So they have to go to hell and try to bring their professor back. So
Okay,
actually,
Hadestown, period.
yeah, it's actually a really fascinating book. However, it's not often you read a book and you go, I'm stupid. That's what this book is. It's like there's some like hardcore mega like philosophical theories and such in this thing that I'm just like, I have no idea what R.F. Kuang, the author, is talking about here, but it's cool. Like it's like it's one of those things that like I don't really understand what's happening, but the premise is so good that I'm like intrigued by it, and so. Yeah, so I'm like halfway through. In case you're wondering why I was up until 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah, we
is
were
what
crossing this morning that we're recording this. We were crossing that I was sending Richie TikToks while we hunter gather to each other that like he'll send me things at night and I'll wake up and then I'll have them to read through, and then I send him things when I'm awake and he's theoretically asleep that then he can read through when he wakes up in the morning. But I started getting notifications from you at God knows, like 5:20 my time, possibly earlier. And it was like, Richie, it's 3:15 in the morning. Go to sleep, girl. He's just responding. He's just out here responding.
Yeah,
Reading.
I was reading this book.
All right.
So yeah.
I might have to put it on my list because I have a very long hold time for the next thing that I have queued. So it's like 18 weeks wait or something for this book about how AI is gonna kill us all.
Oh, what's it called?
Yeah.
I'll put it on my list.
It's called, if I don't know exactly, hold on. because I was just gonna tell you, but I don't want to say it wrong on the podcast and steer a bunch of people wrong. It's like if you build it,
he will come.
it's true. If anyone builds it, everyone dies, and it's about like the advent of like a superhuman AI. In recent years, I just watched a video last night that was like 45 minutes. It was like a little video essay and a rabbit hole on Grok's AI and like
Oh yeah, here we go. The case against super
like
intelligent AI. Oh, it just came
There you
out
go.
recently.
Yeah, so that's probably why it has a giant weight, but I'm waiting for
Oh,
that. So
okay. I can put this on my to read list.
there you go. So I can old man shakes fist at cloud about AI some more to the people I work with.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Well, we're against massively intelligent artificial intelligence, and we're against Netflix acquiring Warner Brothers and streaming services taking over everything, and the elimination of cable television only to make cable 2.0 in probably 10 years, if you're interested in where we stand on these topics. And if you're interested on where we stand on anything and pretty much everything else, because we say whatever we want, and no one listens to the show anyway, except my mom, thank you, and our one Irish listener who might be Hoosier.
Are you happy to get your
us.
Sundays back now? By the way, that there's no races to wake up and watch.
I don't have my Sunday back. I'm still playing fantasy football for another 4 weeks. I can't do this, bro. You can follow us at OHOBC Pod.
Jordan's crashing out on the
I'm
show.
I'm literally crashing out. You can follow us at OHOBC Pod. Tweet at us. Give me something to do.
I finally figured out the song. I finally figured out my favorite Tate McRae song from
What
Think
is
Later.
it? Please tell me.
Greedy.
You're being greedy right now and hogging my outro. It's a great song, though, I have to say. Okay, I'm done. Just roll the clip. You guys are great. See you next time.